Today I will be recording my own personal practice, and if you feel like spending another 45 minutes just breathing, sinking into the ball, and adding some yoga movements or any kind of physical movements, please join me. So grab a ball. I'm using at this moment a gold one, and I have the yoga mat lined up. So I'm gonna go all the way to the wall so you can see me. And I'm gonna place the ball just between the top of my inner thighs all the way up, right? Your challenge will be to step your feet closer in. So you wanna have your feet aligned just right under your hips. And I'm meaning the width of the hips, like the width of the pelvic bones in the front, not width of the hips when it comes adding all the tissues. So width of your hips, the pelvic bones. And you want to have your feet nice and straight, so no turn out. Slightly soften your knees and stand up as tall as you can. And yes, you're going to be experiencing some kind of pressure between your inner thighs. And the reason why is that as we get older, everything gets tighter. You know, the pelvic bones, the sit bones, everything starts coming towards one another, and it starts tightening. The body. So the ball, what it does, as we pull the ball there, we start again opening, widening the pelvis, opening the sit bones, and getting those muscles again nicely elongated. So as of now, see if you can close your eyes just for a moment, bearing the weight on your outer feet, scanning your body with your inner eye, just sensing what it feels like to be on your yoga mat today, breathing with the ball between your inner thighs. Notice the quality of your breath. Notice the activities of your mind. Then from here, let's start cultivating some breath from the pelvic floor all the way up. So take your both hands and bring them on the side of your rib cage. And with the inhalation, think of guiding your rib cage, lifting up away from that ball. So you can slightly stretch one side, the other side. And then exhalation, empty, relax your shoulders and release. Again, breathing in. So either you want the breath to widen and lift the ribs up away from the pelvis. And then exhale, empty. Your rib cage is supposed to move. One more in breath just like that with your hands, breathing in. Breathing in, breathing in. And then exhale, empty, releasing the breath. Releasing the arms. I'm going to sweep my arms with the next inhalation. And I'm going to lift the shoulders. I'm going to lift the arms up. And then exhaling and slowly lower the arms down to the floor. One more time, just like that. Again, breathing in. Sweeping the arms up. Take the shoulders up. Feet are grounded, and then a little bit of the ladder climbing. So I'm just kind of pulling one arm up to the ceiling, and then the other. Again, creating that space, lifting that rib cage out of the hip. Getting all muscles kind of nicely elongating. Maybe lifting the gaze too. Beautiful. One more breath in. One more climb, one more breath out, and slowly releasing the arms by the sides. So keeping those feet together, right? Notice I can definitely feel the pull on my inner thighs. Some part of my legs, it's slightly burning. Like I'm starting finding that release. Inner thigh muscles, having that ball kind of opening and widening the muscles, which keeps the alignment of your pelvis. Inhale, take a nice breath in here. Exhalation, you're gonna go drop the chin down to the chest, hollow through the belly, and then slowly start coming into the forward fold, keeping the feet as they are, rounding our spine, coming down any amount. Spine is nicely rounded. Play with the idea of maybe bending the knees. Again, keeping those feet about hip width apart. Drop the crown of the head down. And see, we can take a couple of breaths. As you're breathing, notice where that breath has tendency of going. I'm directing the breath into the belly, into the side of my pelvis, into the back of the pelvis. And then exhalation, emptying, letting go, releasing, maybe deepening the forward fold if that feels good, like a good idea. Shaking the head, breathing in. Breathing out, staying in the forward fold position, soften your knees. And then take your both hands out into your left. So your hands will be on the outer side of your left foot. Head is nice and heavy. Now we're gonna get nice access to breathe into the side of the ribcage on that right side. Breath in. Breath out. Keep the head heavy. Keep putting your right hip back towards the wall behind you. One more inhale. On the exhale, you can slowly bring your both hands, arms to the center. And then walking your arms out to your right, keeping that left hip putting back. Head is nice and heavy. So you're basically side bending. Noticing the stretch, noticing what's happening as you're breathing into your left side. Breathing, nice slow inhale. Exhale, emptying, letting go. One more breath in. One more breath out. Slowly moving back towards the center. Inhalation in your forward fold. And then on the exhale, pull the belly in and up. So hollow through your abdomen, slowly begin to roll up. And take as many breaths as you need to. Start squeezing that ball between your inner thighs. Rolling up, stacking up your hips. Rib cage over your hips, shoulders over your rib cage, and lengthening through the crown of the head. We're gonna do one more movement, and this is gonna be a twist. So on the next inhalation, you're gonna sweep your both arms up to the sky, and then you're gonna be twisting the whole body into your right. Yeah, so you're gonna be twisting everything to the right. You're gonna be looking at your right thumb, you're twisting from your feet to the crown of the head. If the ball popped out, pull the ball back in. Standing nice and tall in the twist. Inhalation, again, breathing from the right hip to your right shoulder. Exhalation, again, twist a little deeper or stay where you are. Breath in. And then breath out as you twist. One more inhale. On the exhale, again, coming back to the center, maybe float your both arms out without taking your shoulders. Step your feet again in if you open them out. Twisting to your left on another exhale. Again, twisting the whole body, not leaning forward or backwards. Maybe looking at your left thumb. Taking 3 breaths in. So I visualize breathing from the top of the left hip. And lifting the breath to the rib cage. Lifting the breath to the shoulder, and then exhale again, keep twisting. Right hip goes forward, left hip goes back. Give yourself one more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale, coming back to the center. Take your both arms up. Exhale again, forward fold coming down. Shaking the head forward and back. Beautifully. From here, release the ball from your inner thighs. Set it down on the floor next to you. Inhale in your forward fold. On the exhalation, you can pull the belly in and up, so you can hollow through the belly, so you can get a nice stretch of your back, and then slowly stacking up your spine. So I'm just bending the knees so I can see myself on the camera. I can see my head is cut off. Inhalation, arms are again sweeping up to the sky. Breath in, and then exhalation, lower your arms down to the floor. And just notice how that felt, right? So we did a little bit of like a half sun salutation. We had the ball between the inner thighs. Notice the effects, what's happening with the pelvis. Notice how your feet are attached to the floor. If you maybe stand up a little bit taller. How is your breath? Take another inhale here. So hopefully you feel that you're standing taller, you're standing more at the back of your feet, back of your heels. From here, we're gonna go and take the ball. We're gonna go down onto the floor, and we're gonna start rolling the pubic bone. Yes, I'm just gonna move the camera a little bit closer. So coming down on your yoga mat, taking your ball, either gold ball or parallel ball, and bring it just under your pubic bone. So you're gonna be in the position where your elbows are under your shoulders, feet are on the ground. And I just wanna show you the position of the pelvis, right? So this, I don't know if you can see it, but see how I am kind of collapsing or arching the lower back, and my tailbone is lifted. So that would hurt my lower back in the long run. So I'm just gonna visualize having my pubic bone being wrapped around the ball, right? And here I keep the lower back somewhat longer. So you wanna keep your chest up. You can drop your head down. And then for one moment, I want you to squeeze your glutes, because that's where I don't want you to be. But a lot of people are in that constant squeezing and tightening even without knowing. And then exhalation, you can relax your glutes. So your glutes are very relaxed. Pubic bone is wrapped around the ball. You have the ball pressing right to the pubic bone. And it's not even pressing. The ball begins to penetrate deeper into your body. So when we working on stimulating the bone tissue, which is why Yamuna body rolling stands apart, because of that stimulation of the bone, not only the muscles of the fascia, it takes longer than just be there for a couple of seconds. So as you're on the ball, maybe close your eyes if that works for you. Find the breath. Check and scan the whole body. See if you can start sending your breath where the ball is. Visualize expanding, like a sun expanding the X-rays around into the ball. Exhalation and softening. So I'm not forcing myself to go deeper. I don't push, I don't tighten, I don't press here. My legs are very relaxed. My upper body is working to hold me up. You can drop your head down. And again, feel the sensations. What are the sensations right there in your body? You can start just distinguish pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. And then if there's any unpleasant sensation, this is just some kind of message for us. Doesn't mean you're doing something right, something wrong. So just lighten up, maybe the pressure, maybe holding the more weight in the upper body, because that ball is like little detective, little policeman finding things, the tight things, compression, scar tissues. And then from here, I'm gonna just slowly start rocking my pubic bone on that ball. So I'm just rocking from side to side by allowing one hip to drop, then the other. Staying connected to the ball, still in that mode of wrapping that pubic bone around the ball. Nice and slow. Beautiful. And then I'm gonna come back into the center. Knees are down. So before I roll the ball all the way up to the sternum, just, stimulate a little bit the abdomen, the intestines. I'm gonna be kind of stimulating first the pubic bone, and I'm gonna be moving my body maybe half an inch out to the right and trying to keep my both hips nice and leveled. So I'm gonna tuck my toes. I'm gonna lift my knees. On the exhalation, again, little tiny move, whole body goes to the right. And then I'm gonna drop the knees down. And then you're gonna feel again the ball pressing more into the right side of the pubic bone. No, if I'm moving to the right, the ball's gonna press into the left side of the pubic bone. So trying to keep your left hip leveled and with your right. Take a breath in. And then on the exhalation, you can feel free to kind of press that left side of the pubic bone into the ball. So that was a really tiny roll. I'm staying the left side of that pubic bone. Start stimulating the abdominal muscles, which start on the pubic bone. Start stimulating the inner thighs. And also start releasing if there's any tightness in your sacroiliac joint. That usually can help you to kind of more release the tightness there, stabilize it. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put my left arm perpendicular to the front of the yoga mat. I'm gonna come on the right hand. I'm gonna move my body just a little bit more to the right. So I'm still on the pubic bone. I'm gonna lengthen my left leg, then put it down and wrap that left side of the pubic bone around the ball as I'm gently twisting to the right. So I'm gonna take a nice inhalation, again breathing into the left side of the pubic bone, and exhalation, again gently pressing down. So now I'm pressing, again breathing in and breathing out. Again on the exhale, gently press. Be mindful that you're not kind of squeezing the left glute. You're gonna feel the glute, but you're not squeezing in. You're pressing with that body part where the ball is. So you're pressing with the left side of your pubic bone, gently press, wrap the left pubic bone around the ball. Give yourself one more inhale at least. Exhale, again, gently press. Beautiful. If you're in that twist, so you come out of the twist. And the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take a left leg into the frog position. We're gonna pull our body again to the right. And the ball's gonna roll just on the side of the pubic bone into the groin on the left side. Yeah. See, we can bring your left knee at the level of your left hip. Maybe flexing your foot. You can stay here. So I'll give you a couple of options. You can stay here on your forearms. You can still go for the twisting by pressing down. If you feel like your upper body gets tired or you're collapsing in your shoulders, just bring yourself down onto the floor. But I want that ball to be kind of wedging into your left groin, breathing in. And then on the exhalation, you can gently press exactly where the ball is. So all your inner thigh muscles are starting on the pubic ramus, right? On the body of the pelvis. So you're stimulating inner thigh muscles. So you're starting sending release, so that your muscles will lengthen, let go of the gripping. There's a lot of gripping. Also, hip flexors are attaching right on that femur on the inside. So you're gonna take a couple of breaths here. Breath in. Breath out. So whatever variation you're doing, either twisting to your right, lying on the floor. One more inhale. And then on the exhalation, again, I'm going to describe the movement first. You're going to straighten out that left leg. You're going to pull your body down towards your left foot, and that ball's going to roll into the left side of your lower belly. Yeah? So that's what we're going to do. Pull, straighten that left leg out. Pull the body down, and then you're gonna have the ball just inside your left pelvic bone. Left pelvic bone just above the pubic bone of the center to your left. Come out on your both forearms. Notice how that feels to be in the left side of your lower belly. Legs are relaxed. Take a nice breath in and see if you can push with all the strength you have in your belly. Push the belly out against the ball. Right, so you're pushing the abdominal wall out. And then exhalation, again, emptying, release again the tension. And have that left side of the pubic bone, or pubic bone wrapping around the ball. So the pelvis is wrapping, not this. That would hurt your lower back. And again, breathing in. So you brace yourself on your both forearms for now. Push the belly out, push the belly out, push the belly out, and then exhalation and empty and releasing it. So you can stay here. This is a basic pose if you've never done the body rolling. If you've done it with me, And you want to kind of lengthen your left arm out. So I'm going to put my right forearm down. So I'm going to brace myself in the right forearm. I'm going to extend the left arm over the head. I'm on the fingertips. Keep my head down, but chest lifted. And then on the inhale again, breathing into the ball, pushing the belly out. And then that with the left arm, kind of stretching it out, lengthen and lift those ribs on the side, on the back, away from the left hip. And then exhalation again, keep reaching with the left arm, sink down into the ball and wrap again that pubic bone around the ball. So the ball goes deeper in. And again, breathing in, pushing the belly out, pushing the belly out. I'm going for the length, lifting the left arm out, breath into the belly, and on the exhale, empty and releasing down into the ball. One more time, breathing in, breathing in, push the belly out more, push the belly out more, hold the breath in the belly so you can feel how the belly is pressing out. And then exhalation again, emptying, releasing the belly, releasing, exhale, sink down into the belly, sink down. And the more you can relax the abdominal wall, your belly, the more the ball goes inwards. And then release it. Beautiful. So I should have told you that this is not, like a lot of women have a lot of tension here in the lower belly and it's not pleasant, right? And sometimes when something is not pleasant in our body, we have tendency of avoiding it. My mantra is if something's not pleasant, that something's going on and I rather like take care of it now than later. So go through it, use your breath, maybe don't exhale fully. And the more you're gonna do that routine, the more space you're gonna create, the more relaxation you're gonna receive. So for now, just lie down on your back just for a moment. Again, feel your left side, feel your right side. Notice maybe the sacroiliac joint on the left side. Notice the openness in the pelvis on the front. Notice the length of your both legs. Also have the left arm, maybe it's more open, more relaxed. Notice the shoulder on the left side. So hopefully you're experiencing some difference between right and left in terms of creating more space. And then we're gonna go back on the ball and repeat the same routine onto the right. Yeah. So pubic bone onto the ball, back on your both forearms. Being on your knees, tailbone is dropping down. So Yamuna body running is all about creating a space in the body, between the joints. Yeah. And in order to maintain that space, the muscles need to be long enough and strong enough to hold that space. Yeah. Sometimes when we do a lot of workouts, like a cardio workouts or a strength training workout, we essentially diminishing that space between two joints, right? So we have the muscles maybe firm and pumped up, but there's not the essential space between those two joints. So this is a great addition to any kind of practice you do, body run, like yoga, running, Pilates, strength training, or just on its own. So take an inhale, breath in here. We're gonna be moving our bodies to the left because we're gonna be working on that right side of the pubic bone. So let a tiny move. It's almost invisible, lifting the knees, dropping the knees down, having that ball pressing on the right side of the pubic bone. So the movements, the rolls are micro tiny one, but you can feel it in your own body. Now staying here, noticing how that right side feels. If you had maybe a cesarean, there might be some, scar tissues or any abdominal surgery. So also the body running takes care of it. So it starts bringing the blood flow. But in the beginning, it can be highly uncomfortable. So always listen to your body. Don't push, don't press, lighten up. Maybe don't stay there as long enough. So listen, but don't avoid it. Come on your right forearm. Come on your left hand. And begin to gently twist out to your left. Inhalation again, bring the breath right where the ball is. And then on the exhalation, and gently press that right side of the pubic bone into the ball. Just gently press. How does it feel? Is there any pain? Again, breath in. And then breath out, gently pressing, stimulating. One more breath in. One more breath out, gently pressing down. And I'm going to move my body a little bit more to the left. I'm going to open my chest a little bit up higher. So I'm still the ball having that on the side of the pubic bone. Gingerly pressing down. I like to kind of keep that other left knee slightly bent. So I don't want to miss the part of the pubic bone. So moving in the small movement. Breathing in. And then breathing out, gently pressing down. One more inhale. And then one more exhale. Sometimes kind of play with it again, noticing where the ball is. I'm going to start bending that right knee into the frog position. And you can just do it manually by lifting slightly the pelvis up and moving that ball off the pubic bone. So the pubic bone's on the, it's not on the ball now. The ball is just in the crease and in the groin, and the inner thigh groin. See if you can bend your right knee at the same kind of level of your right hip. Maybe flexing that foot. Gingerly pressing down. And then you have options, right? If you feel like your upper body is still good to go, you can do that twist to your left by pressing down. If you feel like that your arms are getting tired, you're gonna just kind of lie down on the yoga mat in the crocodile position. You still have the ball in your inner thigh. You might not have as much weight going down into that inner thigh as your upper body is kind of unwinding, but that's okay for now. Breathing in. And then breathing out, sinking down, gently pressing that inner thigh, stimulating that very important part of the body. Inner thighs tend to be either really tight, overworked, or they tend to be not used. They used to be the least developed muscle in our bodies. And either way, it's gonna cause gripping in the groins. If they're really tight, they start putting the femur, your thigh bone, up in the hip socket, and then starts kind of tightening the abdomen and your torso, and putting the torso down to your pelvis. So it's all bunching up in the front of the pelvis. There's always that compression, the tension. That's where the inner thighs are too tight. When it's underdeveloped and they're not, the length and the strength, they don't help you to stabilize that femur thigh bone in your hip socket. So either way, the scenario is not good for the thigh bone to be nicely supported. So you want to have all the muscles, inner thighs, outer thighs, front and the back of the legs in a balance, so they can support the position of your femur, your thigh bone, in the hip socket. So take another inhale here. And then on the exhalation, you can slowly straighten up that right leg out. Come on your forearms and pull the body down. If this roll didn't work for you, you're gonna take the ball and you're gonna place it just inside right pelvic bone into the right side of your lower belly. And again, that can be for a lot of people. This is not a pleasant roll to do, and I would not teach that to a beginner. For me, that was a mind-blowing the first time I did that, just realizing how much tension I hold in my belly. And if you're like me, I want to take care of the places, so even it's unpleasant, just approach it gingerly, take baby steps. On the inhalation, again, think of pushing the belly out. So your knees are down, you're supporting yourself forearms, and you're focusing on the inhale. Breathe into the right side of your lower belly, pushing the belly against the ball. and then slowly exhale. And notice when you exhale and when you start breathing out, how your abdominal wall lets go of the tension and the ball starts sinking deeper. If you feel like it goes too deep and you feel pain, you're gonna stop exhaling and breathing again. So this is gonna be very personal to each of you. Breathing in, take a little bit more inhale, a little bit more inhale, pushing the belly out against the ball. Take a little bit more breath in, and then exhalation again, empty, sinking down, wrapping your pubic bone around that ball. So your pelvis kind of hugging the ball, like the ball is the present and the pelvis is like kind of the wrapping paper, taking exact shape of that ball, sinking down. So continue breathing. On the inhale, push the belly out, exhalation sinking. If you want to add that right arm, extend the right arm over your head, come on the fingertips. I kind of like to lift the right leg up, then bring the right knee down. Inhalation again, bringing the breath into the belly, push the belly out. Keep reaching that right arm. Again, feel the stretch, how you're widening and lifting the ribs up of that right pelvis. Exhalation and sinking down. Relax that lower belly and go as deep as you can go today. And that's perfectly fine if you cannot go too much deep. Yeah, you're just beginning. Again, breathing in. Breathing in. So that's what I'm trying to say. You begin where you begin. Breathing in, push the belly out. Push the belly out, push the belly out, and then exhale, empty, releasing it down, 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 sinking down into the ball. One last time. Inhale, 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 and then exhale, 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 emptying out, wrap again the pubic bone around the ball. Keep reaching that right arm up and out. Slowly drag that right elbow back in. Get off the ball, lie down on your back and feel what you feel. Keep your both legs nicely extended. So feel what that body rolling does, right? How much more space you are able to create between the pelvis and your ribs. Notice the length of your both legs. Notice how grounded you feel through the back of the sacrum. How much more width you get into your belly. So we want a width and length in our body. We don't want everything to be tight, compressing and tightening. And what I love about body rolling, another thing is like the amount of relaxation I get, right? So kind of stimulating the nervous system. Beautiful. And then what we're gonna do next, we're gonna roll the ball from the pubic bone all the way up to the sternum. So we're gonna go and just lengthen more the front of the body. I'm not gonna go into details, so I'm gonna take 2 breaths, maybe in each position. So the ball is going to be in your lower belly just for a couple of breaths. This center line, starting on the pubic bone, forearms are down. Pubic bone is wrapping around the ball. Take a nice in-breath here. On the exhalation, again, going into the point of the deepest sink. Lift your knees up. Pull the body down in the direction towards your feet and then drop your knees down. So you have the ball just above the pubic bone. You start entering the soft tissues. You're in that position. So if you need more support, bring your elbows closer under your shoulders. If you are okay to sink a little bit more, you can keep the elbows out there. Wrap your pelvis around the ball. Take a breath in. Push the belly out. Push the belly out. Push the belly out against the ball. And noticing how you have the breath, the air in your belly. You almost like lifting of the ball and then exhaling and empty. Again, wrapping the pubic bone around the ball and let the ball kind of lift up. So it also can help you to lift all those inner organs, right? Which are maybe have tendency of dropping down. So lifting on the bladder. One more time, breathing in. Breathing in. So you're breathing nice and slowly in the segments. Breathing in. Chest is up, head can be down, knees are on the floor. Focusing, breathing into your lower belly. Breathing into the sides of your hips, into your back. On the exhalation, nice slow exhale for kind of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, sinking down the deepest you can do today. Tap your toes under, lift your knees, pull your body gingerly down. And I am just level of the belly button, the navel. Knees are down, pelvis is wrapping around the ball. You're gonna be on your forearms, elbows under your shoulders. Let the pelvis wrap, so don't arch the lower back, so pelvis. If the pubic bone can touch the floor, it would be on the floor. And take an inhalation again, push again the belly out into the ball. Bringing the breath in. And then exhale again, sinking down, again, wrapping the pubic bone around the ball, letting the ball being at the navel. Make sure that your ribs should not be on the ball whatsoever. I'm gonna take another inhale and again show you variations. So as I'm lifting, inhaling, as I'm breathing into the belly, I go into lifting straightening the arms to some degree, right? Legs are lengthening, I'm not squeezing the glutes. I'm still breathing, bringing the breath into the belly. And then exhale again, gently softening, staying up there. Last breath, inhale. Inhale some more, so bringing the breath in, lengthening through the front of the body. Think of lifting your collarbones, lifting your sternum. Exhalation again, emptying, releasing the tension from the belly. Exhalation again, slowly beginning to bend the elbows, slowly coming down. Coming down, coming down, releasing all the tension. We keep that, releasing and stretching the hip flexors. From here, slowly roll off the ball, bringing the ball to your sternum. So if you don't know, your sternum, go from the top, go between your breast tissue and find again the bottom part of the sternum, which is there's like a little dent, it's a little soft. You want to measure the width of your 3 fingers from the bottom, and then where your index finger lands, that's where it's safe to put the Yamuna ball. So we don't bring the ball into that soft part. Start with your arms, your both forearms bracing you in the front. Head is nice and heavy. Legs are nice and long. Pubic bone is in the contact with the floor. Taking nice inhalation again, bringing that breath from the pubic bone where the ball is, and then exhalation. Explore how does it feel to sink the body weight down into the ball. If there's a lot of sensitivity, you can keep some of your weight in your upper arms, in your arms. If you're okay here, I like to kind of bring my both palms under the shoulders. And then with the next inhalation, I'm gonna breathe in from the pubic bone towards the ball. And I'm gonna lift my head up. So I'm gonna use a little bit of my hands, kind of pressing the hands into the floor. Pull the elbows out behind me, like going into the cobra pose. And then exhale again, emptying, grounding down. So still keeping your cobra, but kind of let go of your hands and ground the body way down. Again, breathing in. Legs are nice and long. Make sure that you're not clutching, squeezing the glutes. Take a nice breath in, breathing from the pubic bone. So make it all about the breath, rather make it all about the cobra pose. Can you breathe up where the ball is? And then exhale again, empty, letting go, maybe lifting the hands, yes, sinking down. Another variation, if you don't want to use your hands, you can take your arms, elongate them along the body. I'm thinking thumb slightly up. Inhalation again, it's not about lifting, again, it's about all breathing all the way up towards the ball, using my upper back to lift. And then exhale again, empty, sinking the body way down. Watch for the lower back. So make sure that as you're lifting up that you're not putting or you're collapsing in your lower back. So that's why I'm saying keep again the pubic bone down. Breathing in, breathing in. Breathing in, keep arms reaching into opposition than the crown of the head. And then exhale again, grounding down. Beautiful. As you ground down the chest, take your both arms forward. You're going to be on the fingertips. Drop your head down. If the ball kind of moved up again, make sure it stays where it is. Drop your head down. Inhalation again, go for 3 more breaths in, bringing the breath up towards the arms, towards the shoulders, to your mid-back. Exhalation again, empty, melting down, melting around the ball, letting the ball to penetrate, stimulate the sternum, stimulate the muscles starting on your sternum, connecting the sternum to the spot between your shoulder blades, also releasing the middle back. One more breath in. One more breath out. Beautifully. From here, take your both hands and take a moment, take one of your breaths. Slowly lift your head up, remove that ball, and just lie down on your back. And as you lie down in your mini shavasana, just kind of witness again, how are you feeling right now? So we spent about 40 minutes. We rolled the ball up from the pelvis, from the pubic bone to either side into the belly. Then we did a central line work on the sternum, lengthening the front of the body. So witness the amount of space in the front, in the back, in the side. Notice how you feel emotionally, mentally. And then every time I do the body rolling, my body always thanks me. My body always thanks me because I created space, I slowed down. It was not about how many asanas you can fit in your class. It was more about a quality of what you're doing. So everybody, thank you for joining me. If you made it to the end of the class, if you did and you enjoyed it, feel free to leave some comment or share with somebody who might find it helpful. Have a meaningful day and looking forward to see you next time.